Hang on a second. I'll sit here and just put on my hat for you. Since I threw it over here before. Gonna have some burritos. Skidoink, man, look, War Z was an accident. I wasn't part of the dev team, okay? War Z was a fucking accident, okay? An accident. It was not intentional at all. That's why I made the videos that I did. War Z was a fluke. Shattered Skies is no fluke, man. Shattered Skies is very plotted out and methodical, and there's a reason for everything in the game right now. That's just how it is, okay? So, I wasn't part of the original War Z dev team. I got hired after I made very, very angry and pinpoint videos showing exactly what was wrong with the game. And I said, look, why don't you fucking hire me and let me fucking fix your game and company? Hey, that'd be great. Well, it only took over 3 years at this point, so, or less than that. And it took getting rid of an entire dev team and completely replacing the entire dev team. And at this point, it's less than 10% of the original War Z dev team. By the time that I was hired by War Z devs to begin with, the guy who fucked up the Steam sale had been gone for over 6 or 8 months. Okay? So it's like, look, Shattered Skies is not an accident. War Z was an accident. I can tell you that truthfully because I played the fuck out of War Z. I had 4,000 hours on the game. I had the highest stats in the game. As a legitimate player that streamed every day, I had the most rare weapons in the game. I had a completely absurd kill-death ratio with a completely absurd accuracy rating. The owner of Fair Fight wanted to ban me so many times because they were so convinced I was cheating that when I actually met him in real life, once I actually got hired by them, he was like giddy to meet me because he's like, dude, you're crazy at games. He's like, you're fucking insane. Your stats are insane. And I was like, I know. I've played video games at that point for 16 years. So I'd hope it's fucking insane. It's what I do. So, Shattered Skies is not an accident. War Z was clearly an accident. And that's why even after I got hired by the War Z guys, I left within like less than a year because I was like, how do you want me to fix your game? When you sell items in the game, how am I supposed to balance your loot spawns properly? How do you balance loot spawns when you sell things?
Where's your name, dude?
It's impossible. So that's why there's no monetization in Shattered Skies. How am I supposed to fucking balance snipers and sniper ammo and rare shit in the game when you sell it? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Explain burst fire? Dude, I don't know anything about burst fire. That was a separate dev team. That was Nacho Games. Nacho Games. I'll tell you that basically they released the game, nobody played, and the whole dev team was let go. That's what happens in the industry. If you release a game that's a flop, your job is over. Do you know that I threatened to quit my job because of monetization possibly coming in Shattered Skies? I said, you know, I have no interest in being part of this if you guys are going to monetize. None at all. Not a fucking interest in the world. So it took me basically, you know, getting very angry many times to make sure that Shattered Skies didn't have it, because I was like, we're not going to make a stupid fucking mistake like that. It's impossible to balance a game when you sell the fucking items. It's impossible. Like, that's as real as it fucking gets. Tell me how to fucking do it. It's impossible. That's why you can't sell items in a game like this. It just doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work. And so that's why, look, loot's abundant now. Be happy, be merry, fucking shoot each other, have a blast. You can't fucking sell items in a game that drops items. You create a black market of cheaters that are like a coordinated team of fucking thugs and thieves that go in your game and fucking aimbot everybody in the server to sell items to people. Like, what the fuck is that about? That's shit. Do you think I really wanted people getting aimbotted just because they have the best item in the game? No. Thus, we have legendary weapons now. If you find it, what does a legendary weapon say? It says, you loot it, you shoot it, enjoy it. I came up with that. I wrote all the text in the game. Every single little bit of text you see in the game, I wrote. Everything on the website you see, I wrote. Everything on the Steam page, I wrote. You know why? Because I like to be thorough. I like people to understand how things are working. Every weapon balance, every item in the database, I added to the database. Like, all these things, you can't just wing it and like be like, woo, fuck it. You can't do that. Even the vendors right now, dude, the vendor prices are fucked up. I'm gonna fix that. I didn't balance the vendors, but I will. It's just one more thing that I have to do, man. Everything takes time. You gotta realize, I've been working 14 fucking hours a day on this game for months. For like years at this point. Like, this is my baby. This is my dream game. This is something that I've wanted to play my entire life because all other game companies are bitches and won't fucking actually take a risk and make a full loot drop game. You know, because they don't think there's enough of an audience. I think it's the coolest fucking game ever. Look at that. Look at that. And then there's going to be a supply thing that's going to float down from that. I mean, how fucking dope is that? Like, this game is no mistake. It's very plotted out. It's very planned. There's a method to all the mayhem in the game. And when you think you don't understand how something works, read the item descriptions. Because look, I've put descriptions on all the items in the game. So you can actually read what it does. It tells you the ammo. I've color coded it. I did all of that. By hand. Everything that's color coded in the game. Every name. Every item in the database. Every bit of balance. It takes time. It's not something you can just say, hey, you balance that, and you balance that, and you balance that, and you balance that, we'll all meet up. No, because you balance differently, then you balance differently, and you balance differently, and you balance differently, and I balance differently. So, it's very important that it's all uniform across the entire game. And shit takes time. It takes so much fucking time, you guys have no idea. You have no idea what time it takes. It takes hours to balance a gun. Hours. It takes hours to set up audio shit. Like, dude, it takes hours to enter items in the database, to make even an unboxable item, to even make a gift box, to make loot tables, to put boxes inside boxes inside boxes inside boxes. Everything takes fucking time. People have no idea how much time it takes. And you better believe I watch the game like a fucking hawk. That's my job. I'm obsessed. That's what I do, man. I'm a very math and logical based person. And so I base everything around, if you want something changed in the game, argue with me mathematically and you will get my attention. If you attempt to argue with me emotionally, I will ignore you. I don't balance around emotions. I don't balance around being upset or being salty or, you know, having a bad day. No, I approach it from a logical perspective and I try to look at it from every level of player, their standpoint and how difficult it is and how quickly they're going to learn and what's their learning curve on it. Like, shit takes time. Shit really takes lots of time, you know? And I mean, I don't get paid on the weekends to work, but I still work on the weekends, you know why? Because I love it. That's why, man. I mean, look, I have 1,300 YouTube videos and I've never partnered with anyone and ran a commercial on my YouTube. 1,300 YouTube videos and I've never tried to accept any money for YouTube commercials, etc. You know why? Because I just want people to enjoy my content. I make videos because I love it. I play video games because I love it. I loved it so much that, you know, I was willing to risk everything in my life to follow my dreams. And so I'm happy that Sergey, of all people, recognized how passionate I was and took that chance. Because do you know how many other fucking idiots on the internet talk shit like me and don't know what the fuck they're talking about? Sergey took one of the biggest risks ever, giving me a chance. A huge risk. He took some jackass on the internet with a fucking pimp hat talking shit to him and said, you know what? Fuck it. I'll give you a chance. You know, all I was saying is put me in the game, coach. Just put me in the game. Just let me show you that I know what I'm talking about. I was like, I might talk a lot of shit, but put me in the game and I'll show you. Like, I'm totally happy to throw down at all times, you know? It's never about like, you know, I don't try and, you know, talk a big talk and not walk the talk. You know, I talk shit and I back it up. That's my job. That's what I've done on the internet for 20 years at this point. I didn't get so cocky just fucking getting my ass kicked constantly, man. I've been putting people in body bags for years, man. I've been destroying top tier World of Warcraft content on release with top world guilds. Played EverQuest, I played Asheron's Call, I played Asheron's Call 2, I played Horizons, like every single major game. I used to play with Check 6 Gaming in CS 1.0 and CS 1.1 and 1.2 back when there was no fucking money in Counter-Strike and my parents thought I was stupid flying to Texas to play in the Cyber Athlete Professional League. My parents sent me to fucking boarding school because I played so much video games. They said I was a computer addict. My parents almost put me on Dr. Phil. My parents did everything they could to stop me from playing video games. I had to learn to build my own fucking computers. I had to literally climb a vertical wall with nothing. I had to figure out how to fucking levitate. Like, I've been swimming upstream, up fucking waterfalls my whole life. So, for this to just be another hurdle is nothing to me, man. I'll fucking go through a solid wall like it's not even there. I don't give a fuck. I graduated high school in 10th grade, so I've been being a beast for a long time, and I don't really want to stop, man. I own my shit. If there's something wrong, I will happily take accountability for it. I'm not someone who's trying to deflect stupid shit on everybody else. I fucking own my shit. If I fuck up, it's my fault, and I'm totally okay with that. And you know what? I'll do my best to fix it and make sure it doesn't happen again. You know? I mean, how else can you live but be benevolent and not malicious to others and do your best and try your hardest? Because at the end of the day, if you die, at least you died trying. And you didn't die saying, I wish I did, or I should have tried, or what if. Man, I fucking take every opportunity I get, because every shot you don't take is 100% guaranteed miss. So, I mean, there's my rant about the game and War Z and all that shit, because I've been working my ass off for a long time, and I'm really glad that people are finally appreciating it. It's fucking awesome. It's the greatest feeling in the world, man. There's nothing I love more than my community that appreciates the things I do, man, because I'm here to help. I'm always happy to help. You know? That's as real as it gets. That's the real deal Holyfield. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for any of that shit, man. I haven't been making any money on stream in fucking years. I don't have time to stream lately. I'm fucking tired. I work all the time, but I've been working so that you guys can play this, you know? I mean, every single time someone tells me the game is amazing, man, it's just like the greatest feeling in the world. You have no idea. It's like the greatest feeling in the world. It's like, it's got to be what it feels like to maybe be a father someday, but I feel like I'm a father of thousands, tens of thousands. Nova Poison, thank you for the resub, man. Thank you for subbing, man. I really appreciate that. I mean, I'm going to do my best to stream as much as possible, but you got to realize, I have a full-time job that I take extremely seriously. Extremely serious. Sometimes people might say I'm a prick or a dick or an asshole or a cunt or a fuck or a bitch. Yeah. I might be a little bit serrated sometimes. I can be. But I only do it because of being so passionate. I'll never try and attack you personally, but if you lie to me, I will fucking rip you in half. That's just how I am. I have zero tolerance policy for liars. I felt like I got lied to a lot growing up. I got lied to about fucking everything. So I have an extreme issue with liars. I can't stand dishonest people. I have major issues with dishonesty and people who can't be true with others. I think it's a defect in humans if you have to lie all the time. I think it's a weakness. I wear all my emotions on my sleeve at all times, and if you want to know how I'm feeling, I'll tell you. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm never going to approach anything emotionally. I'm always going to approach it logically and math-based and say, why? How did this happen, and why? You know? So, I mean, that's my rant, man. I mean, I do it because I love it. I'm not doing it for money. You know, if I do make money eventually, hey, that's a byproduct of being passionate. But I don't want it to be a mistake. The things I do in my life are not a mistake. I do them on purpose. It's very calculated. I'm an extremely methodical person. I'm like a chess player. I'm always trying to think many steps ahead. And I adapt on the fly because that's what I do.